Good morning, children.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. Good morning, children.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. All right. Now look at these two properties of a triangle. One is about the sum of the lengths of the sides of the triangle, and the other is about the difference of the lengths of the sides of a triangle. So we know a triangle has three sides. Now, when you take up any two sides of the triangle, a triangle has three sides. When you take up any two sides and the length of any two sides, not the angle, the length of any two sides. When you take up the length of any two sides of the triangle, the sum, when you add the length of these two sides, okay, the sum of the lengths of these two sides will always be greater than the length of the third side. Right? So say we have a triangle 10 centimeters, 24 centimeters, and 26 centimeters. It's a triangle. This is a triangle with these sides 10, 24, and 26 centimeters. Now, when you take up any two sides, say you take up 10 and 26, what is the sum of 10 and 26?
34, ma'am.
36. 10 plus 26 is 36.
36. I thought 24, ma'am.
36, yeah. So the sum of these two sides is 36. 10 plus 26 is 36. We are taking up the length of any two sides of the triangle. So supposing say this side which measures 10 centimeters and this side which measures 26 centimeters. So the sum is 36 centimeters. Now that answer 36 is greater than the length of the other side, 24 centimeters. That answer which we got 36. The sum of the lengths of these two sides, which is 36, will always be greater than the length of the third side, that is 24. You can take up any two sides. You can take up any two sides. See, like the property is the sum, you can see it here, the sum of the lengths of any two sides of a triangle is greater than the third side, the first property. The sum of the lengths of any two sides of a triangle is greater than the third side. So any two sides. So supposing we take 10 and 24, the sum of the lengths, 10 plus 24, the sum of the lengths of any two sides of a triangle. So 10 plus 24
34.
is 34. Yeah, 34. This will be greater than the answer which you get here. The sum will be greater than the third side, 26. Yes, 34 is greater than 26. This property holds good for any triangle. When you have a triangle, when you add the lengths of any two sides, that answer will always be greater than the length of the third side. Similarly, we have a property between the difference of the lengths of any two sides of the triangle. When you find the difference, that answer will always be smaller than the length of the third side. When you take two sides and you find the difference between the two sides, that answer which you get, that difference will always be less than the length of the third side. When you add, that answer will be greater than the length of the third side. When you subtract the lengths of any two sides of a triangle, that answer which you get will always be less than the length of the third side of the triangle. So let's see that. I'm not taking sides conveniently like that. If this property does not work, then a triangle cannot be formed. If this property does not work, that means no triangle is formed.
Either it will be an opened figure, ma'am.
So now say, for example, you're given some lengths, okay, and you have to construct the triangle. So you'll draw the base of the given length, and from here you'll try to cut an arc of that specific radius. From here you'll try to cut an arc of the other radius. The two arcs won't meet at all. the two arcs, see, when you take up a base like this and from here you cut an arc and from here you cut the earlier arc, they should meet. Only then you can join and get the triangle. Only then you can join like this and get the triangle. But when supposing you're given the length of three sides, say, and you're trying to construct it, and say from here when you draw an arc, it's like this, and from here you're trying to cut the earlier arc, but it is not. It's coming somewhat like this. That means the three lengths which are given, they don't form a triangle. The three measurements given, they don't form a triangle because it will not be satisfying these properties. When you add the length of any two sides, it will not be greater than the third side. It may be equal to the third side. Now, supposing I ask you to construct a triangle with sides 6, 4, and 10 centimeters. I say construct a triangle with sides 6, 4, and 10 centimeters. You will not be able to construct because if you see 6 plus 4 is 10. Sum of the length of two sides, 6 plus 4, 10, and it's equal to 10. Now you will say that no, but 4 plus 10 is 14 and it's greater than 6. It should work in all the three cases. So 4 plus 10, 14 is greater than 6. Okay. 6 plus 10, 16 is greater than 4. Okay. But 6 plus 4 is 10, which is equal to 10. There, the sum of the two sides is not greater than the third side. So no triangle is formed. No triangle is formed here. You cannot construct a triangle with sides 6, 4, and 10 centimeters. Let's take another example. Supposing we have 8, 13, and 4. What is 8 plus 13, children? What is 8 plus 13?
I'm 21, ma'am.
21. 21, is it greater than what should I check? 21 is greater
It should
than
be greater than 4, ma'am.
21. 8 plus 13 is 21. Is greater than the third side 4. True. True. We've taken 8 centimeters, 13 centimeters, and 4 centimeters. So first 8 plus 13. 8 plus 13 is 21. 21. So it's greater than 4. True. This is true. This is true. True. Next, 13 plus 4. What is 13 plus 4?
17, ma'am.
17. And it is greater than
8, ma'am.
it's greater than the third side 8. 13 plus 4 is 17 is greater than the third side 8. This is also true. True. The other one also should be true. All the three should be true. Then a triangle is formed. What's the third one?
8 plus 4, ma'am.
8 plus 4. 8 plus 4. What's 8 plus 4?
Gives you 12, ma'am.
12. And this is less than 13. It's less than 13. Therefore, no triangle is formed. Therefore, a triangle cannot be formed with these lengths. Therefore, a triangle cannot be formed with these lengths. Because 8 plus 4 is 12 and 12 is less than the third side 13. 12 is less than the third side 13. So you should write, therefore, no triangle is formed. And so also when you find the difference, when you find the difference, let's do any one will do. Now, supposing you're given this information, you're given 8 centimeters, 13 centimeters, 4 centimeters, and the question is, can a triangle be formed with these lengths? Can a triangle be formed with these lengths? So you should check this. You should add the sum of any two sides and check if it's greater than the third side. So in two cases, it's true. In two cases, it's true. But in this case, the sum of the two sides is less than the third side. So no triangle is formed. You can also use a difference property. You can do it like this, or you can also do it like this.
Like 13 minus 8.
Yeah. Or we can also do like this. So let's start like this. So take up the sides 8 and 13. Take two sides at a time. Take two sides at a time. 8 and 13. Okay, let's take 8 and 13. You should not do 8 minus 13, children. Subtract, write the greater number first. So we're taking the sides 8 and 13. So 8 and 13. So you should write 13 first and then 8 minus 8. 13 minus 8 is 5. 13 minus 8 is 5. And this, this answer 5 should be less than the difference should always be
Third
less than
side, ma'am.
length of the third side. So 13 minus 8. Okay, 13 minus 8 is 5. And 5 is greater than 4. 5 is greater than 4. What is the other one? 13 minus 4. 13 minus 4 is 13 minus 4. What's the other side? 13 minus 4. Then the other side is 8. What are we getting? Less than or greater than sign?
A greater than sign, ma'am, because 13 minus 4 is 9, ma'am.
Okay. And what are the other two sides? 8 and 4, right? 8 minus
Yes,
4. 8 minus 4. And what's the third side then?
13, ma'am.
13. Here it is less. So we take up the sides 8 and 13. So when you take up the sides, take up any two sides at a time. So when you take up 8 and 13, the difference 13 minus 8, the difference, the answer when you subtract 13 and 8, the answer is 5. And that answer 5 is greater than the third side 4. See if you're like not sure as to how to write it, you know. First, you must write any two sides. First, write any two sides. So 13 and 8, you're writing 13 minus 8. 13 minus 8. And write the third side here. What's the third side? When you take 13 minus 8, the third side is 4. Now you should fill the sign. Less than or greater than sign, you must fill here. You must fill it here. So 13 minus 8 is 5. 5 is greater than 4. No, but this is this is against the property. It's against the property because I put a dash here, children. This is a dash. So 13 minus 8 is 5 is greater than 4, but the difference should be less than the third side. So here itself, it's not satisfying the property. Then the other one is 13 minus 4. 13 minus 4. If you do 13 minus 4, the other side is 8. You should fill the sign. 13 minus 4 is 9. 9 is greater than 8. Again, it doesn't satisfy because the difference should be less than the third side, but we are getting differences greater than the third side. Then the last one is 8 minus 4. If you take 8 and 4, the other side is 13. So 8 minus 4 is 4, is less than 13. Here it is satisfying. Here it is satisfying. 8 minus 4 is 4 and it's less than 13. Here it is satisfying. But it should satisfy always. In a triangle, the difference between the length of any two sides should always be smaller than the third side. So no triangle can be formed with these measurements. You should not get equal to also, children. You must not get equal to also. Supposing you have 10, 20 and 30. Can a triangle be formed with these measures 10, 20 and 30? So when you look at this, you must say what is 10 plus 20? 30. 30 is equal to 30. No triangle is formed. 10 plus 20, sum of any two sides, 10 plus 20, 30. And it's equal to the third side 30. It should not be equal, it should be greater. The sum of the lengths of any two sides of a triangle should be greater than the third side. So it's equal here. 10 plus 20 is 30 is equal to 30. So no triangle is formed. It should not be equal to also. It should be less than or greater than accordingly. When you're adding, when you're finding the sum, it should be greater than the third side. When you're finding the difference, it should be less than the third side. Is the property understood, children?
Understood these two properties, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah, so please go through the slide. Got it, children?
Yes, ma'am. Understood this slide, ma'am.
Okay, so everywhere you see that the sum of the length of any two sides is greater than the third side. So a triangle is possible with these lengths. Also take a screenshot, children.
Yes, ma'am. Already took.
Yeah, read this one. We'll discuss. You read it first.
Yes, ma'am. I understood this, ma'am.
All right. So here in this question, we are given the lengths of two sides. We want to form a triangle. We have the length of two sides, 6 centimeters and 8 centimeters. Now we are like, what can be the length of the third side? You want to get a triangle. What can be the length of the third side? What should be the minimum value for the third side? Or what can be the maximum value for the third side? These are the questions you have in your mind. You've decided on 6 centimeters and 8 centimeters. Now, the third side, you're worried because if you take an incorrect value, then you may not be able to form the triangle. So you don't want to go wrong. So you want to take the length of the third side correctly so that you can form a triangle. So you're like, what should be the value of the third side so that a triangle can be formed? So use the properties. The sum of the length of the two sides you've taken up is 6 plus 8, 14. So the third side, the length of the third side should be less than 14. The difference between the two sides you've taken up, 8 and 6, is 2. The third side should be greater than 2. That is, the third side should be greater than the difference and less than the sum. The third side should be greater than the difference. The difference is 8 minus 6, 2. It should be greater than the difference 2. And the third side should be less than the sum. What's the sum? 6 plus 8, 14. It should be less than 14. So you can take the length of the third side can be any number greater than 2 and less than 14. Greater than 2 and less than 14.
Ma'am, it's like the number between 2 and 14.
Yeah, correct. So the third side can be, first find the sum. The sum is 14. It should be less than 14. The difference is 2. 8 minus 6, the difference is 2. The third side should be greater than 2. The third side should be greater than the difference and less than the sum. So greater than the difference meaning 8 minus 6, 2. It should be greater than 2 and less than the sum. 8 plus 6, 14, less than the sum, so less than 14. So you can see the last line, children. You can see the last line. This is enough if you, it's enough you write this one. The length of the third side can be anything greater than 2, but less than 14 centimeters. Greater than 2 centimeters and less than 14 centimeters. What we've been seeing is when you're given three numbers, with the help of these two properties, you can use any one of these two. You need not check both. So using any one of these properties, you can decide if a triangle can be constructed or not. When you're given three numbers, simply when we have three numbers, a triangle may not be formed. So if you want to check or you want to decide if you can form a triangle with three numbers, you'll have to check one of these two properties. Sum of the lengths of any two sides is always greater than the third side. The difference of the lengths of any two sides is always less than the third side. Difference is less than the third side. Sum is greater than the third side. Take a screenshot, children.
Yes, ma'am, done.
Yeah. I'll just wait for some time, go through the slide and ask me if you have any questions. Please go through 1, 2, and 3. In 1, you can see 2 plus 3 is 5. 2 plus 3, the sum of two sides, 2 plus 3 is 5. And that's equal to the third side, 5. No, it should be greater. The sum should be greater than the third side. The sum should be greater than the third side. First two sides, 2 and 3. 2 plus 3, 5. And it's equal to the third side, 5. 5 is equal to the third side, 5. No, triangle is not possible because the sum of the length of any two sides should always be greater than the third side.
Ma'am, in the first case, then any number should be greater than 1 and less than 5, ma'am. Then it can satisfy.
Yeah, correct. Should be greater than 1 and less than 5. Should be greater than the sum and less than the, sorry, it should be less than the sum and greater than the difference. Yeah, answer this, children. Children, use the raise hand emoji. Raise your hand. Matthew and Ritika, are we there?
Ma'am, I'm there, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, Mritika, fine. All right, Mritika. Yeah. I can't hear you, but I can see that you're trying to say something. Yes, please answer this, children. The lengths of two sides of a triangle are 12 and 12 centimeters and 15 centimeters. Between what two measures should the length of the third side fall? What is the sum of the two sides?
27, ma'am.
What is the difference of the two sides?
3 centimeter, ma'am.
So what's the answer?
Ma'am, any length which is greater than 3 centimeter and less than 27 centimeter, ma'am.
Correct. We are given two numbers. We will have to get the third number so that these three numbers form a triangle. To form a triangle, we need three lengths. We are given two. What can be the third one? So what is the sum of these two numbers? 27. What's the difference? 3. So the third side should be greater than 3 centimeters and less than 27 centimeters. The third side should be greater than 3 centimeters, greater than 2 centimeters, or 3, sorry, 15 minus 15 minus 12, 3 centimeters. And then 15 plus 12, 27. So it should be greater than 3, but less than 27. So the between what two measures? Between what two measures? Between the measures 3 and 27. You can write as 3 and 27.
Ma'am, but they have given the, therefore those two measures are 27 and 3 centimeter.
No, that's what. Let's not write it like this. So the length of the third side, you can just make a note of it. The length of the third side should lie between 3 centimeters. Between means more than, okay, just write down. The length of the third side should lie between 3 centimeters and 27 centimeters. The length of the third side should lie between 3 centimeters and 27 centimeters. Should lie between 3 centimeters and 27 centimeters. Between means 3 and 27 will not come. When we say between meaning 3 not included, 27 also not included. So that means it should be greater than 3, but less than 27.
Yes, ma'am, noted.
Yeah. All right. So what we just finished is the property regarding the sum and the difference of any two sides of a triangle. That's what we just finished. The property regarding the sum and the difference. When you add any two sides, it should be greater than the third side. Or when you add any two lengths, it should be greater than the third length. Only then a triangle is formed. Or when you subtract any two lengths, it should be less than the third length. Only under these circumstances, a triangle can be formed. It's enough if you check one of the two. You don't have to check both. If one works, the other also will work. Now we're going to see under what circumstances a right triangle is formed. A right triangle. When is a triangle a right triangle? How can you make out without actually measuring, without actually having the triangle with you and without actually having a protractor and measuring the angle? How do you conclude that the triangle is a right triangle?
Ma'am, one of the angles, if it is 90 degree, it is said to be a right angled triangle, ma'am.
Correct. Yeah, fine. When we know that one angle is 90 degrees, then it's a right triangle. So now we are going to see how we are going to say it's a right triangle without knowing the measures of the angles. We don't know. We don't know the measures of the angles. Still, we can say if it is a right triangle or not. Now, when you're given the pictures of triangles with the angles marked, then you can look at the angles and say that this triangle is acute and this triangle is right and this triangle is obtuse, because you're looking at the angle. When you see an angle greater than 90 degrees, you say it's an obtuse angled triangle. When you see an angle equal to 90 degrees, you say right angled triangle. All the angles are less than 90. All angles are acute. Then you say it's an acute angled triangle. So in these circumstances, you were meaning the angles were known to you. So it was easy to say. Angles are known, so it's easy to say. Now, this is finding out that it's a right triangle or not without the measure of the angle. Let's see how to do that. Now, see, we have three lengths, 3 centimeters, 4 centimeters, and 5 centimeters. That's all. We only have the lengths of the three sides. Now, we must decide if this is a right triangle or not. That is, if in this triangle, when you construct this triangle, will one angle be 90 degrees or not, is what we have to check. So we'll find the square of the three sides. So the three sides are 3, 4, and 5. Let's find 3 square. 9, 4 square, 16, 5 square, 25. Now, is it possible that when you add any two numbers, you're getting the third number? Like when you add 9 and 25, what do you get when you add 9 and 25? 34. Oh, 34 and 16, they're not equal. When you add 16 and 25, 16 and 25 is 41, and it's not equal to 9. But when you add 9 and 16, it's equal to 25. So that means you see that 3 square plus 4 square is equal to 5 square. You see that 3 square plus 4 square is equal to 5 square. When such a property is satisfied, the triangle is a right triangle.
Ma'am, it's like the sum of the base and the perpendicular should be equal to its hypotenuse, ma'am.
No, those terms we cannot use now. Base, perpendicular, hypotenuse, those terms we cannot use now because we are just trying to comment if it is a right triangle or not. That's all. Only if it is a right triangle, you can use the terms hypotenuse, base, and perpendicular. When you know it is a right triangle, then you can use those terms. Now we don't even know. So we cannot use the terms base, hypotenuse, and perpendicular here. Perpendicular and hypotenuse here. So take up the three sides, 3, 4, and 5, square it separately. 3 square 9, 4 square 16, 5 square 25. Square it separately. Now we see that 3 square plus 4 square is equal to 5 square, because 3 square is 9, 4 square is 16, 9 plus 16 is 25, and 25 is equal to 25. That means 3 square plus 4 square is equal to 5 square. See, the sides are 3, 4, and 5. So 3 square plus 4 square is equal to 5 square. When this is true, that is when the sum of the squares of any two lengths is equal to the square of the third length. If the sum of the squares of any two sides is equal to the square of the third side, then the triangle is a right triangle.
Ma'am, I have a doubt.
Yeah, just 1 minute, Swati, just a second.
Yes, ma'am.
Children, now check if 5. Please check this, children. If this is a right triangle, see, you can only say if it's a right triangle or not. You cannot say if it is an obtuse triangle or acute triangle. You cannot say anything like that. You're only trying to find out if it is a right triangle or not. Yes, children, please do this. Will 5 centimeters, 13 centimeters, and 12 centimeters form a right triangle?
Yes, ma'am. Found it.
Yes, children, what is 5 square?
25, ma'am.
25. What is 13 square?
169, ma'am.
All right. What is 12 square?
144, ma'am.
What is your conclusion? What will you do?
Ma'am, here if we add the square of 5 and 12, that is 144 plus 25, we get 169, ma'am, which is equal to the square of 13. Hence, we can say that the triangle is right angled.
Right. Yes. So we'll find 5 square. We'll find 5 square. That's 25. We'll find 5 square. So that's 25. We'll find 13 square. 13 into 13, which is 169. And we'll find 12 squared. 12 squared meaning 12 into 12. Not 12 into 2. 12 into 12. 12 into 12 is 144. 144. 5 square, 5 into 5, 25, 13 into 13, 169, 12 into 12 is 144. So now you observe that 5 square, when you add 25 and 144, you get 169. When we add 25 and 144, we get 169. So that means we're getting 5 square plus 12 square is equal to 13 square. Is equal to 13 square. Because 5 square is 25, 12 square is 144, 25 plus 144 is equal to 169. So 5 square plus 12 square is equal to 13 square. Therefore, the sides 5, 13 and 12 will form a right triangle.
Ma'am, can we also subtract it and say?
Which one?
Ma'am, no, ma'am, here,
No.
yeah, ma'am, like 169 minus 25 is 144, like that.
No, that comes out of this only. That it's not an independent thing. That's a result of this result.
Yes, ma'am.
Because we have this result only, we are able to say that. No, don't do that. This is what you have to do. You're saying subtract 13 square minus 12 square is equal to 5 square, right?
Yes, ma'am.
No. We have to do it like this only. All right, children. So now, after identifying that the triangle is a right triangle, now this is a right triangle because 5 square plus 12 square is equal to 13 square. So now let's draw the triangle and let's fill up the sides. Okay, so this is 5. The hypotenuse is the longest side, so 13. And this is 12. This is a right triangle. This is a right triangle, and the longest side you can see is 13. So the hypotenuse is 13. The longest side is the hypotenuse, so this is 13. The other two sides you can mark anywhere. Anywhere you can mark 5 and 12. I'm just drawing the triangle for you. It's a right triangle. We have now found out it's a right triangle. The hypotenuse, the longest side is 13. The other two sides are 12 and 5. 12 and 5. How do we know it's so we did not find the angle. We did not find the measure of this angle opposite to the hypotenuse. We did not measure this angle and find it's 90. So just by using a calculation, we were able to decide if this triangle is a right triangle or not. Is that understood, children?
Yes, ma'am, understood.
All right. So what we just understood is called the Pythagoras theorem. Pythagoras, some say Pythagoras. I say Pythagoras theorem. T-H-E-O-R-E-M, theorem. Pythagoras theorem. Take a screenshot. You can learn about this mathematician. Take a screenshot of this one. This one
Yes,
also.
ma'am.
Yeah, this one also.
Yes, ma'am.
You can read and understand that. So here, children, in example 6, we are given a figure which is a right triangle because you can see that it's marked 90 degrees at C. So it is a right triangle. Now this property which we learned now is called the Pythagoras theorem, or you can say the Pythagoras property, Pythagoras theorem. That is, whenever a triangle is a right triangle, if it's a right triangle, then the sum, you can just write down this, children. Please write down this Pythagoras property or Pythagoras theorem. Pythagoras property or Pythagoras theorem. In a right triangle, the square of the hypotenuse. In a right triangle, the square of the hypotenuse
Done, ma'am.
yeah, is equal to the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of the other two sides. is equal to the sum of the squares. The sum of the squares of the other two sides. Other two sides.
Done, ma'am.
Yeah. Matthew, read out what you have written.
Shall I?
No, 1 minute, Swati. Thank you. Deepshika, can you read out what you have written? Okay, Swati, tell me.
Yes, ma'am. Pythagoras theorem. In a right-angled triangle, the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of other two sides.
Very good, child. Very good.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. And which side is called the hypotenuse?
Ma'am, the longest side or the side opposite to the right angle.
Yeah, the longest side. So 5, 12, 13. The longest side 13. And 13 will always be opposite to the right angle. That's the longest side is always opposite to the right angle. So the side opposite to the right angle is the longest side, which is called the hypotenuse. In a right triangle, the side opposite to the right angle is called the hypotenuse, which is the longest side. All right. So children, this one, we are given a figure, we are given a triangle ABC, which is right angle at C. You can see it there, it's right angle at C. And you know, AC is 5 centimeters and BC is 12 centimeters. You need to find the length of AB. So how do we write this? How do we write this property, which is called the Pythagoras theorem or Pythagoras property? How do we write this? Square the longest side separately. Square, we know it's a right triangle, so the Pythagoras theorem will hold good here. The sides are AC, BC, and AB. The sides are AC, BC, and AB. Which is the longest side? AB. Square that separately always. Square it separately. And that will be equal to the sum of the squares of the other two sides. Will be equal to, you can write anything first, AC square plus BC square. BC square. Write the square on the hypotenuse first. First meaning on one side. See, now you're writing an equation, right, with an equal to sign. You're writing an equation with an equal to sign. So you can write this one in the left hand side and this in the right hand side. That's okay. You can exchange the sides. You can write this in the RHS and this in the LHS. That's fine. On one side, you must have the square of the hypotenuse. The square of the hypotenuse should stand alone on one side. On the other side, you must have the sum of the squares of the other two sides. So in general, we say if you call the side A, if you call the side B and this side C, you must write A square. It's a right triangle. I've given it's a right triangle. If it's a right triangle, then A square plus B square is equal to C square. Correct. Or you must write C square is equal to A square plus B square. Anyways, you can write it. It's a right triangle. So we know that the hypotenuse is opposite to the right angle. That is, C is the hypotenuse. That is the side opposite to the right angle. That's the side opposite to the right angle. So that's the hypotenuse. So C square should be written separately. C square should be written separately. C square should be written separately, either in the LHS or in the RHS. And then A square plus B square on one side. A square plus B square on one side. C square alone on the other side. Who should be alone? The hypotenuse. And which is the hypotenuse? The side opposite to the right angle. So you can write a square plus b square is equal to c square. So c square is alone. Hypotenuse square is alone. Or you can write c square is equal to a square plus b square. So in the first one, c square is in the right hand side. In the second one, c square is on the left hand side. Anywhere, but it should stand alone.
Understood, ma'am.
All right. So children, to find AB here, we need to use the Pythagoras theorem. So write, see here, AB square separately, and then AC square plus BC square on the other side. Because the three sides are AB, BC, AC. AB is the hypotenuse, square and write it separately here. AC square plus BC square is equal to AC square plus BC square. Now what is AC square? 5 square. BC square is 12 square. So 5 square is 25, 12 square is 144. 25 plus 144 is 169. And 169 is nothing but 13 square. So what are we getting for AB square? AB square is equal to 13 square. AB square is equal to 13 square. See here, AB square is equal to AC square plus BC square. AC square is 5 square. BC square is 12 square. So 25 plus 144, 169. I'll just come back, children, just a minute. Yeah, thank you, children. So I was telling you that 25 plus 144 is 169. 169 is nothing but 13 into 13. You should know the the squares of the first at least 30 natural numbers. Like it's good you learn one square. Sorry. So like 1 square is 1, 1 into 1, 1, 2 into 2, 4, 3 into 3, 9, 4 into 4, 16. So like that 25 into 25, 625, 26 into 26, 5, 7, 676. 27 into 27, 729. Like that up to 30. I think you will not get numbers beyond that for 7th standard. Please learn up the squares of the first 30 natural numbers. Please learn the squares of the first 30 natural numbers. So I mean, you should know 1 into 1 is 1, 2 into 2 is 4, 10 into 10 is 100, 15 into 15 is 225, 18 into 18 is 324. All right, children, till 30 into 30, 900. So then you will realize that 169 is 13 square. Then you will know 169 is 13 square. All right. If you get 900, yeah, you will know it is 30 square. If you get 576, if you know the square tables, if you get 576, you would immediately write 24 square. Because 24 into 24 is 576. 26 into 26 is 676. Okay, so please learn up that. So 169 is 13 square. So what we get is AB square. Answer we're getting 13 square. AB square is 13 square. So AB is 13. Like if you're given an equation like this, A square is equal to 100. Supposing we have to solve this, A square is 100. So A square is equal to, what is 100? 10 square. 100 is 10 square. 10 into 10 is 100. So it's like the squares on both the sides gets cancelled. And so we have A is equal to 10. The answer for A is 10, or the value of A is 10. Supposing you have x square. X square is equal to, say 441. X square is equal to 441. So x square is equal to 21 squared. X square is equal to 21 square. So it's like the square on both the sides, they get cancelled. So x is equal to 21. X is equal to 21. The value of x is 21. See, it makes sense. When x is 21, x square will be 21 square, 441. So the same thing for cube also. Supposing you have a cube is equal to, say, 64. A cube meaning a into a into a 3 times. So a cube is equal to 64 is 4 cubed. 4 into 4 into 4. A cubed meaning a into a into a. 4 cubed. 4 into 4 into 4. So a cubed is equal to 64. Can be written as a cubed is equal to 4 cubed. 4 cubed. A 4 into 4 into 4 is 64. A into a into a is a cubed. So on comparing both the sides, we get a is equal to 4. A is equal to 4. So in the same way here, AB square is 13 square. So AB is 13. So the length of AB is 13. Yes, try this, children. The triangles are not named, children, but you can see everywhere they are right triangles. Everywhere they are right triangles. RIGHT, right triangles. What's the answer for the first one?
Ma'am, the length of the hypotenuse is 5 centimeter.
Yeah, read out your steps, Swati.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, by applying the Pythagoras theorem, we say that 3 square plus 4 square is equal to x square, ma'am. And then
Correct.
3 square will be 9, ma'am, and 4 square will be 16. We have to add up these two. So 9 plus 16 is equal to 25 square, ma'am. In order to get the value
Not
of 25
square. No, not 25 square. 9 plus 16 is 25.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry.
Yeah.
Like 9 plus 16 is 25, ma'am. We have to find the value of 25 by using the prime factorization method, ma'am. If we find that, we get like 5 into 5 will be 25, ma'am. So 5 centimeter will be the measure of figure 1, ma'am. The hypotenuse measure.
Correct. So this is how you have to present it, children. So I said you can write the hypotenuse square on any side. So you can write x square is equal to 3 square. This is the first step. Plus 4 square. X square is equal to 3 square plus 4 square. Because it's a right triangle. It is a right triangle. So opposite of the right angle, we have x. That's a hypotenuse. Write that separately. Square it and write it separately. It's a right. First step, it's a right triangle. So we can use the Pythagoras theorem. The side opposite of the right angle is x. The side opposite of the right angle is x. X square is equal to square the other two sides and add it. 3 square plus 4 square. So x square is equal to 3 square is 9. 4 square is 16. So we get x square is equal to 25. X square is equal to 25. So x square is equal to 25 is nothing but 5 square. 5 into 5. 25 is 5 into 5. So you can write this 5 square. It's 5 into 5. So 5 square. So x square is equal to 5 square. So x is equal to 5. X is equal to 5. Yeah, do the second one, children.
Completed, ma'am.
All right. Go ahead.
Ma'am, shall I? Ma'am?
Yeah.
Shall I, ma'am?
No, I just thought I'll give some time for the others to do it.
Yes, ma'am. It will go
Yeah.
on soon.
You can go ahead. You can just try the third one. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Done all, ma'am.
Okay. Please wait then. Okay, read the second one, Swati.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, for the second one also.
Hmm.
Yes, ma'am. For second one also, we have to apply the Pythagoras theorem, ma'am. We say that 6 square plus 8 square is equal to x square, ma'am. So we have to find the square of 6 square, ma'am. That is 36, and 8 square, which is 64, ma'am. Thus, 36 plus 64 is equal to 100, ma'am. Then we have to find the original value of 100, which is like using the prime factorization method, we get 100 is equal to 10, ma'am. Though, so the value of x is 10.
Okay. So x square is equal to 100. When x square is 100, x square can be written as 10 into 10 is 100. 10 square. X square is equal to 10 square. So x is equal to 10. The value of x is 10. There's no unit given, so we'll just write it as 10. You can see there's no unit there. Somebody else, please try the third one. Correct, Swati, you're right. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Third one, children. Nobody's trying to unmute and say anything except Swati.
Now sheet 23.
Yes, 225 and 64.
289, ma'am.
Yeah, no, it's not 23.
Perfect square is 17 centimeter, ma'am.
Yeah. Let's do this. So in the third one, the side opposite of the right angle, the side opposite of the right angle is this one. This one. So we have to write x square, the hypotenuse square separately. This is the hypotenuse. X is the hypotenuse because it's opposite to the right angle. It's opposite to the right angle. So that side square, you should write it separately on one side. Then the other two sides, 8 square, the square of the other two sides, the sum of the squares of the other two sides. So this is the equation by Pythagoras theorem. X square is equal to 8 square plus 15 square. Should square all the sides. Should square 8 square, x square, 15 square. You should write x square separately. Sorry, you must write x square separately because that is the hypotenuse square. On the other side, you must add the squares of the other two sides. So we get x square. We get x square is equal to 64 plus, sorry, 64 plus 15 square. 15 square is 225. So we get x square is equal to 289. 289. So I told you should remember the squares of the first 30 natural numbers. So you will know once you memorize that, you will immediately realize 17 into 17 is 289. 17 into 17 is 289. So you will, next step you will write x square. Next step you will write x square is equal to 17 square. X square is equal to 17 square. So the value of x is 17. X square is equal to 289, and 289 is 17 into 17. 17 into 17 is 289. So that means 17 square is 289. 17 square is 289. So x square is equal to 17 square. X is equal to 17. So the value of x is 17. The value of x is 17. All right. Let's try the sixth one. We'll do the fifth one also. Let's try the sixth one. Let's try the sixth one. Let me call this y, children. Let me call this y. Take up this right triangle alone. Take up this right triangle alone. Take up this right triangle alone. Don't see this triangle at all. Don't see this one. Just ignore this side. Just look at only this right triangle. Just think as if this is alone. There's no other triangle at all. Now what will you write by Pythagoras theorem? Which is the hypotenuse? Which is the hypotenuse?
5 centimeter is the hypotenuse.
This
Ma'am.
is the hypotenuse. Now, normally what we do, no, what we have to find, that is, if you have to find x, then we write the variable term in the left hand side, just for convenience. Just for convenience, where that x and y, x, y, that should happen in the LHS. X and y, we'll write it in the LHS. See, so far we've been writing x square only first. X square is equal to. We have been working like that. X square is equal to we have to find the value of x. So we wrote x in the LHS. Though you can write it on both the sides. So what I'm going to write here is I'm going to write 3 square plus y square is equal to 5 square. Let me explain what this is. The sides of this, I'm talking only about this right triangle. I'm talking only about this right triangle. In this right triangle, 3, y and 5 are the sides. 3, y and 5 are the sides. Okay. This is the right angle. You can see the right angle here. So 5 is the hypotenuse. So that should stand alone on one side. It can come in the LHS or RHS. But we'll write it on the RHS because 5, we know it is 5, right? Whatever x and y we have, that we'll put it on the left hand side. That will put it in the left hand side. If it is x and y, then we'll take that in the left hand side. The hypotenuse is 5, so that should come alone. The other two sides are 3 and y. The other two sides are 3 and y. So we know the equation is 3 square plus y square is equal to 5 square. You can also write 5 square is equal to 3 square plus y square. I told you the reason why I'm writing like this. I want that variable y to be in the left hand side. Nothing we're doing. We're just writing the three sides, 3, y and 5. 5 is alone on one side because it's the hypotenuse. It's opposite of the right angle. So 5 square alone on one side. The remaining two sides, 3 and y, you should square and add it. Now this is 9 plus y square is equal to 25. Now how do we solve this? So y square is equal to 25 minus 9. 25 minus 9. Y square is equal to 25 minus 9. So you get y square. Y square is equal to 16. 16. Very good. Yeah, 16. So y square is equal to 4 square. 16 is 4 square. 4 into 4 is 16. Y square is equal to 4 square. So the value of y is equal to 4. The value of y is equal to 4. The value of y, because y square is equal to 16 square. Y square is equal to 16 square. So the value of y is equal to 4. No, I think I said 16 square. I think I said, sorry, I don't know. Y square is equal to 16. Y square is equal to 16. So 16 is nothing but 4 square. So y square is equal to 4 square because 16 is 4 square. 4 into 4 is 16. So y square is 4 square. That means y is equal to 4. The value of y is 4. Now next, children, let's take the whole triangle. Now we took only the small triangle, right? Because it's a right triangle. Because this one is a right triangle. Because this one is a right triangle, we took up only this triangle. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
And we found the value of y. Now let's take the whole triangle, the right triangle, the whole right triangle. See here, can you see the right angle marked here? Can we see the right angle marked here, children? Can we see the right angle marked here? So that means the whole triangle is also a right triangle. That is this full thing. 1 minute. Let me show you the triangle separately. I'll show you the triangle separately, children. See here, this is 90. It's marked 12 here. It's marked 5 here. Okay, it's not proportional. Just ignore that. So you can see I've drawn only the outside this triangle, the outermost one, 12, 5, and this one. And this is marked 90 degrees. Can we all see that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now let's call this one. Let's call this one Z. See, first we took up this right triangle, children. First we took up this right triangle. This is a right triangle. We found out this side. This is 4 centimeters. This is 4 centimeters. We found this. Okay. Now I've taken up the outermost triangle, children. The outermost triangle, 12 and 5, and this is 90 degrees. Now please tell me, how do we apply Pythagoras theorem here?
Ma'am, like a square plus b square is equal to c square, ma'am. Like
Yeah.
12 square plus 5 square is equal to z, ma'am.
Is it
And
Z
this is
square?
z square,
Which we
ma'am.
write in the left hand side. What is that we have to find? Z, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so shall we write it as Z square first? Z square is equal to 12
12
square
square
plus 5.
plus 5 square.
Yeah, because opposite to the right angle. Opposite to the right angle is Z. Which is Z? This full thing is Z. This full thing is Z. This full thing is Z. This one alone is Y. Okay. So this is the right angle. This is the right angle. Opposite to the right angle is hypotenuse. Opposite to the right angle is hypotenuse. So Z square is equal to 12 square plus 5 square. So we get Z square is equal to 12 square is 144. 144
Plus 25, ma'am.
plus 25. What is 144 plus 25?
169, ma'am.
So Z square is equal to 169. 169. And what is
And z is
169?
equal to 13.
Okay, but what is 169? Z square is equal to? What is
13 square, ma'am.
13 square? 13 square. 169 is 13 square. So Z square is equal to 13 square. So the value of Z is equal to 13. The value
13,
of Z
ma'am.
is 13. Yeah, or 13 centimeters. 13 or 13 centimeters. So we found Z. Z is 13. 169 is 13 square. 169 is 13 square. 13 into 13 is 169. So Z square is equal to 13 square. Z is equal to 13.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So now to find X, we found Z, the full length we found, the full length Z is 13 centimeters. Now, from this figure, do you agree that X plus Y is equal to Z? Do we agree that? X plus Y, this one is X. This one alone is X. X, see here children, this is X. This is X. X plus Y is equal to Z. Yes or no? X. See here.
Yes, ma'am.
Here is X. This is X. This is X. X plus Y. X plus Y. What is X plus Y? Is equal to Z. The full thing Z. So that's what I've written. This is not any formula. This is based on this situation. There's not any formula. X plus Y is equal to Z is not a formula. This equation is true for this figure in this situation. So X plus Y is equal to Z.
It's true, ma'am.
Yeah, X plus Y is equal to Z. Now under X, I'll not write anything because I have to find X. 1 minute, let me just clear the slide. So I said we have X plus Y. X plus Y is equal to Z. Is equal to Z. X we have to find plus Y. How much we got? Y 4 is equal to Z. And for Z we got 13.
13, ma'am.
Yeah, 13. So X is equal to 13 minus 4. X is equal to 13 minus 4, which is 9.
Ma'am, 9 plus 4 is equal to 13.
Yeah. Ritika, Swati, Matthew, and Anugraha. All right. So I said for this situation, children, X plus Y, this full thing is Z. This full thing is Z. X plus Y is equal to Z. X plus Y is equal to Z. X is what we have to find. We have to find X plus Y we found is 4 from one right triangle is equal to Z we found from the other right triangle. I told you it's marked here. It's marked here. This is the whole triangle is a right triangle. You can see it here. Which we got 13. Z we got 13. So X is equal to 13 minus 4, which is 9. X is equal to 9 centimeters. All right, children, please complete all that we discussed today. You have to use a meeting recording because the answers, I did not show you the answers to these questions because it might be in a different way. So I worked everything on the screen. I hope you were all able to see that. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So please use the recording and complete your classwork.
Yes, ma'am.
Please wait, children. Please wait.